Hey guys, welcome back to one of these GTA videos. I don't think anyone watches these, but I'm recording it anyway because I don't have the energy for anything else. Yeah. Just wanted to put something out there, and I don't want to burn a video on a series someone cares about with me being low energy, so here we are. Just let you guys know that I am, well, as fine as I am ever when I'm at low energy point, but fixing up my diet, getting things back under control somewhat, and hopefully see my energy levels go back up and be able to record something interesting again in the near future. I guess I'm reaching for topics for this episode, you can call it that. I guess probably part of it is that part of the trigger for mental health things, although I don't know if this is necessarily a negative part. I think it's just kind of a mixture of positive and negative feelings. Is my impending 30th birthday. Reckoning that dissonance in me of like I am in many ways very immature. In some ways overly mature, but that doesn't really make sense, but I've thought about certain things far more than someone my age probably ever should have because of anxiety. And just kind of the way that how I am, my age, sets me up to reckon with my anxiety and stuff. Like, a weird thing is a lot of it was rooted in being so young that I couldn't know better and that I shouldn't take up space or whatever. It didn't really make sense because a lot of times it was even anxiety with regards to peers, but a big part of the anxiety with regards to authority came down to that. Kind of realizing some of that's been robbed of its potency, but like, I'm not a kid anymore. I guess by some metrics I'm still young, but I'm not pretending that I am that young anymore. I'm not old. I'm not gonna be like one of those people who claims, oh, I'm an old man now that I'm turning 30, but like, I'm old enough that even my anxiety has to capitulate that I have some right to take up space. I've earned something in all of my years. What that is intangible, but yeah. And yeah, so that's like, there's that. There's also just weird other stuff I've been thinking about that I won't really get too deep into, but it's weird. I feel like turning 30 is really weird transition point in someone's life that doesn't get talked about as much as like, oh, someone's becoming an adult or something, like their 18th birthday or 21st birthday. There's never, I don't know, I don't remember feeling, I mean, maybe around my 18th, I kind of had a feeling of like, oh man, am I an adult now? Short answer for myself back then, no. Not really a definitive point that you become an adult in my mind. There's the legal definition, but it's kind of a sliding gradient. And for certain things, I guess, you're more adults and more mature about things. But even once I was 25, there are parts of me that I feel like were still immature compared to now, and I'm sure that is just going to continue changing over the years. Music playing right now? Okay, just a really quiet song. Yeah, I don't know. 30 is kind of the first time where it's like, whereas like 18 and then 21, like, oh, you're becoming an adult. Now 30 is like, you can't really say you're not anymore. You can't really say you're a kid anymore. Like, you are definitely an adult, and you're leaving the cohort of young adults and entering adulthood, proper some definition. And so, like, from like an outside perspective, someone might say, "Oh, that should be just a pretty normal age to turn." But I think part of the challenge is what society expects of adults, or has historically expected. And I think our generation has upped a lot of that, thankfully. But there is still this general sense that, like, an expectation we have when we're kids of, like, what an adult is and does, and is like, and then you suddenly find yourself being one, something that was so foreign to you. In some ways you're like that, in some ways you're really not. And it's like, should I be more like that, or is it a generational thing? I don't know. Amusingly enough, like, what was it, Bo Burnham's song, is it just I'm turning 30 or something like that? Kind of touches on that, like, feels, although I feel like that's not fair because it vandalizes our generation a bit, millennials and Gen Z. Whereas I think it's just always been, like, past generations have done a great job of hiding how different things are from generation to generation, because there's comfort in feeling that things have always been a certain way. But I think everyone has largely had to reinvent what it means, to some level, to be and become an adult, what is and isn't socially acceptable and okay. The cultural norms in the US are largely riding off of stuff that got propped up in the last century or less. And yeah, I don't know. It's that's entrenched in older European cultures, much of which vary from each other when you actually start digging into it. Like, I don't know. It's weird, and it's entirely a social thing, and it makes me wonder how I would appreciate aging and all that if I could divorce it completely from any social expectations. Of which I don't. It's weird because I'm certainly not one who finds himself thinking or, like, following social expectations of what, a man in his 30s should be expected to be spending his time doing, working on, and thinking about interests and the objects he surrounds himself with. Like, that's just not never been like that, but at the same time, it is a weird feeling of, like, well, I am 30. Well, I'm about to be. I might as well be. And in my mind, 30 has always meant a certain amount of control over your life, I suppose. An amount I've not ever really achieved because of mental health and I don't know, certain presentation one has in society that I have no interest in having either. I guess in another sense, there was a level of career success I was hoping to have gotten at this point. even with all of my issues, I was kind of hoping that I'd be able to like support myself on my art and stuff like that or something by now. But commissions, what the? I thought this session was empty. It is empty. Okay, whatever. Commissions dried up the last couple of years after they were ramping up before that. I think part of that is maybe I'm just not doing a good job advertising, or maybe my style became less appealing. I don't know. Maybe it's just the market for furry art is actually drying up with the advent of generative AI. I don't really know. I don't think it is, because I still see people commissioning others. I just don't know if the market itself is drinking from the bottom up. Maybe that's what was happening. I don't know. But I'm not gonna exactly change any of my plans or anything. It's just appreciating where I'm at and how that's different from where I expected to be. Yeah, I don't know. So I almost wonder if maybe it's just the way the world works for any sort of artist or content creator, is you have to do all of it. And that's what I've kind of been doing, but like a lot of other artists I follow, they also post YouTube videos and do gaming and streaming and everything. And if you haven't already established yourself, you have to put on all the hats. And like I kind of had the idea to do the YouTube thing as sort of a community building little thing, or like something I can put so I can do the things I'm normally doing in a more productive manner and provide entertainment. Because ultimately I've always just wanted to, I guess, do that. It's a weird dichotomy of being anxious, socially anxious, but wanting to perform in a certain way. But streaming is a hard one, and I think it's where the meta, so to speak, is at nowadays. And like this format that I'm doing right now would probably be better served as a stream, where I could directly be engaging with people, assuming anyone was watching. And you know, people would ask questions, I'd be able to answer it directly rather than you just, you know, talking into a void on a video that no one's probably gonna watch, because everyone prefers to watch streams nowadays, except for me. I guess I need to just try and just push myself to do it, you know? A lot of my anxiety is about, like, I fumble over myself, although I do my videos in one-shots now. I've foregone editing because I hate the process of editing, and so I just kind of roll with whatever happens in a video unless it's something catastrophic happens and I can't even use the video. That's actually pretty rare. Usually I figure out I work around it. But the only like next step is like my fumbling at the very beginning, my technical difficulties with audio and stuff. Like, well, whatever. I just get things. I do a test video and then I go live. Like, there's no difference. But beyond that, it's the actual interacting of people. I guess that's what's scaring my social anxiety, but honestly, I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm actually capable of just overriding that nowadays without it being a horrible mess to watch. I guess the big thing is that obviously when you start, there is no one watching. And when you first grab those first couple viewers and people trickle in and out, it's like, it's fine because no one's going to be everyone's tastes, but it's going to be hard to have that working out. I don't know what the solution is. I haven't figured that out yet. I also don't like. I like the video format. That's the content I enjoy. I really don't like streams because I don't like missing stuff. And you always have to inevitably get up during a stream, and you can come back, and then now you're just watching the VOD if you paused it, or if you can't pause it, then you just missed stuff. Like, content is very stretched out in a stream. I mean, I do unedited videos, but I still try and make sure that I'm always doing something. It's very common in streams for there to be just lulls. If I'm grinding in a video, sometimes I will just pause the video and come back to it when interesting things are happening. Or maybe, you know, if I'm going to the bathroom or something, if that happens between videos. On stream, there's no real way to jump past that, jump around with someone. You know, the VOD gets posted and there's people who tag it so you can jump around it. So it's, of the streamers I watch their VODs and I jump around based off of what people have tagged. Like, the one streamer I regularly watched was Germa. Germa Stream Archive has a person who does that, but he doesn't really stream that much anymore, so I'm back to just not watching streams, more or less. So, I don't know, it's like trying to break into a completely different field that I'm not even part of. But I guess part of my anxiety is that I don't belong, because I don't like the content, the format myself. But that doesn't mean that I couldn't be good at making content in that format. If that makes sense. I don't know. I do worry about it, like, I don't ever want to have to be using stream videos as YouTube videos, because I always feel like unless a YouTuber is very good at that and they switch into YouTuber mode where they are being constantly focused on the video engagement and that sort of one-directional interaction as opposed to the two-directional ones with stream. Or, you know, if they're doing two-directional interaction of stream, it's in a way that is not, like, dismissive to the people actually there just to watch the content. But, like, reading off notifications and stuff like that is a awful time waste, just straight up. And that's something I think you have to do as a smaller creator, is engage as much as possible with chat in order to grow, which is really bad for growth on YouTube using the same videos. So it's double the work, basically. So I don't know. I know I have to, it's not that I don't know. I have to stream. I just gotta make myself do it, you know? Maybe try and join in and stream at the same time as friends, or have friends hang out. Commit to streaming, or like hanging out in my chat when I stream. Start irregularly, maybe, and just see if I can get used to it. My best idea. It's like, again, I got a pile of games that I haven't touched because I'm just doing the same 3-ish games that I'm working through. I want to play some of the new ones, but I don't know. Plus, I think, like, doing art on stream or something might be a cool idea, too. I really feel stressed out about that, because I'm usually very much get in a zone when I'm working on art, where I may not be very responsive, and having to respond to people might throw me out of it and make things worse. I don't know. Plus, sometimes I will open up, work on art, and then just not do anything, maybe sit around building Spotify playlists for like several hours and then bust. Or I'll do like be doing that for like an hour. And then I will have that moment that I can start working. Sometimes it's that I sit down to work on art and I end up writing. Which I don't think I would stream writing. Especially just how much of a mess my writing process is. Oh, I got my car stuck, damn it. There we go. Yeah. I don't know, like, I got to do it, and I guess the only real way to, continue growing, or begin growing, in terms of streaming content, is to actually stream. And I think as an artist, you have to. I just don't see... I don't see other artists growing, even people who are more social than me. It feels like everyone's in a wall if they're not also engaging, trying to juggle all the other types of content creation. Even more successful artists seem like if they want to see real growth, they gotta do more than just work on art commissions. Granted, one of the things that seems bewildering to me is people who do get plenty of commissions who are then unsatisfied with that, of like, and they're chasing growth for the sake of growth, and I don't know. Like, maybe that's part of it's building community, but I feel like you gotta have been able to develop a community at that point if you're getting enough regular commissions and you can just pull in however much money you basically need. I'm not talking like becoming amazingly wealthy, but enough to basically support yourself or assist in providing as a couple with your significant other, pooling your money together. I don't know. That's what I want. I don't want anything too amazing. I don't have any super high aspirational goals. I just want to be able to regularly get commissioned. Oops. I don't know if I've got the personality or the voice cut out for content creation, but it doesn't mean I'd want to stop either. I like making YouTube videos, even if I don't like editing them. But it does take a lot of energy because it's part of me that is not well exercised, I suppose. I'm very much a reserved person, so making myself have to be the center of attention for something it's exercising a muscle that doesn't often get exercised, and I think it's very good for me. But it does take energy, and I can't really fake it. Because I end up with videos like this that are all over the place, and I don't want to make a bad episode of a series because I just showed up without the proper energy to be interesting. Granted, I don't even know if I'm already have been doing that or not. I try and be engaged with the current series, but yeah. Part of the reason why I haven't picked up certain games is that I'm scared that my frustration with them in the past might rear itself, and it'll just be unpleasant to watch me play. Well, I've kind of rambled all over the place, and I don't know if I've accomplished anything with this video, but we're 26 minutes in, and I've more or less said my piece about stuff. Hopefully, I'll be back to make more videos soon in a higher energy state. I am pretty excited to keep playing through them. I'm excited to play some of the new games. It's just, you know, feeling that excitement and exerting that excitement, like feeling the energy to exert the excitement that I might feel. Being properly excited. That's what I'm looking for. At the end of the day, I know a lot of my views don't come day one, and so it's not about pumping out videos. It's about making a series that will actually be enjoyable to watch through. I know I've not done a good job in the past of that, so I just wish I could keep my energy levels higher and didn't have to struggle with health problems. But hopefully things will improve with time. I'll give some more thought to streaming or something. No concrete plans, but yeah. I suppose that more or less wraps it up for this video, though. So, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, if anyone did watch to this point. Unlikely, but usually eventually the GTA videos get a couple views. I never really check necessarily to see if they go all the way to the end, but it's possible a couple people might see this, so if you have seen this, thanks so much for watching. Feel free to, you know, reach out to me and engage with stuff. I'm a shy, reclusive person, but that doesn't mean that I don't want people to engage and comment. It's just a sort of disclaimer that, hey, I'm very bad at engaging with people and keeping up with things, keeping contact or making contact in the first place, so, or even like responding when people reach out. But that doesn't mean that I don't care, and it doesn't mean that I'm unhappy with people reaching out. It's just I am a mentally broken person, so every comment is appreciated, every like is appreciated, honestly. I just want people to be able to enjoy the content I make, and I'm not very good at responding when people let me know, but it at least makes me feel better. This is my form of response, is burying comments about that, and at the very tail end of a video that's going to have fewer views than anything else on the channel. So, you make of that what you will. I try to repeat those sentiments in other videos, though, but yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling way too much. We're approaching the half-hour mark, so I'll wrap it up for now. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Later.